Welcome back. This is the most epic Leatherman mod you can buy. BackcountryCAD absolutely nailed it with this design. Quick disclaimer, with the understanding that I was going to be reviewing this product, BackcountryCAD sold me this product at a reduced cost. I do get to keep it or sell it at the end of the review, but the opinions of it are my own. So an overview. This is a hammer upgrade for the Leatherman Surge, but BackcountryCAD is currently working on a wave or charge version. Here are the pictures of that. This is made through a metal 3D printing process out of 3/16 stainless steel. It's currently out of stock on Etsy, but BackcountryCAD say that they will have new units in stock for the Surge very soon. Here's how to install the hammer mod. It comes with the hammer part itself, along with two, it looks like brass washers. And first of all, I'm choosing to replace the bit driver version. You will need at least two T8 bolts for either side. So there's that. Take it out. When you take out this side, be careful, there is a washer in there along with these two items. We're going to put these guys off to the side. Okay. Take the unit. Make sure that you have a washer on either side here. It can be a little bit finicky because it is two washers. So you ought to use your fingers to kind of guide it in there. But afterwards, once you get it in, you take the long set of screw and you just kind of wiggle it and push it till you get it in there. And then once you have it in there, take the other side. You want to go counterclockwise first until you hear a little click. There you go. Now you know the screw's not going to strip and you can go forward. Once you have it most of the way in, grab your other guy here and just give it a little bit of a tighten. And now let's test it. There you go. That's locking. Feels great. Now, this mod does make the Leatherman larger. Banana 4 scale. Please subscribe. Let's start with the miscellaneous functions of this. You need to press the lock to move it at all. So it locks open and it locks closed. When open, it can work as a bottle opener. You'll see here, there's a little lip right there. And if you take it on a beer bottle, you can, or any bottle, you can open it up like that. I'll show you the video of me trying it here, and you can see I had mixed success with that. You know, drink responsibly, everybody. And also, that was the first time actually using this as a bottle opener. If I were to do it again, I would maybe do it differently. You know, just like I like showing my mistakes. When you have it open in pliers mode, a handy feature I've noticed is that this is actually very slick. And sometimes when I'm using it, I've noticed that it like wants to slip out, especially if I like have sweaty hands. So it's actually nice because it gives a point of stopping in your hands. And it actually kind of acts as an anti-slip a little bit, and you can still maneuver the pliers, and you can actually get further reach on them because of that. I actually really like that. Another miscellaneous feature, and you can see how well BackcountryCAD has designed things, that if you want to use the pocket clip, you still can. In fact, it actually feels more secure in there. You know how the Leatherman, pocket clip has this rotational. If you accidentally unlock it and it gets stuck out, it's going nowhere. When closed and locked, it actually prevents the pliers from coming open when you don't want it to. So it acts as a lock for the pliers function. When it's closed, it acts as a hammer head. The knurled head is great because it prevents a nail from slipping off the head and going into your hand, especially if you grip it like too close to the bottom, it could normally a nail might slip off of a flat surface and it would go into your hand when you're hammering. Okay, so I like that he has the knurled head. It does come with a little 3D printed cover for it. So you can actually clip that on, and now you get rid of the knurling and you have a flat surface for like finish work where you got to nail like maybe small nails or, you know, hammer something in that you don't want to mark. I think it'd be cool if BackcountryCAD made this 3D print file available for free so that we can print new covers for it. When you're using this though, it's probably going to mark up and break relatively soon. So I'd consider this specifically, this cover, a consumable. Now, BackcountryCAD said that they did a ton of durability testing on the hammer attachment. He designed all the load to go directly into the frame and not the actual pins themselves. He stated that he can't generate, like he himself can't generate enough force with his hands to be able to actually damage the hammerhead. And you know, I believe him. You know, even though it's 316 stainless steel, it feels superb. So I have some screws here. I have a variety of different sized nails. They're not the best nails, they're just what I had near me. We're just gonna do some experimenting. So first, we'll do I got it halfway in, but I couldn't hit it in any further with just my hand strength. And this is also not a quality nail. Let's try an easier nail. So that went in there pretty well. You can see a little bit of marks on the wood. Let's use that guy. Well, you can see I'm bending it a bit, but you can see what's happening to the tip there. And that's going to mark up, that's going to scuff up. I'm not good at hammering with my hand like this. I think it takes a little bit. I will say though, you can see that it really kind of puts a bit of a strain on your hand. That little bit there for me was digging into my palm. But if you open it up a little bit more like this, yeah, I gotten tired of it. But you can see just from hammering this one guy, all the little tiny crevices and beatings that this guy took. But on the other side, it's pretty good. So this guy will wear out relatively soon after a few tries, but it won't mark your work surface. So that's what it's for. So again, this is a consumable that I would like to maybe see a free file we could 3D print ourselves and replace for it. When open, you'll notice it stays locked open because it acts as a bit driver. And it's actually nice. It's centered aligned for that, but obviously it's offset that way. No multi-tool bit driver, even the center drive of Gerber is actually fully centered on the multi-tool. So I find it comfortable to use just fine. Depending on how you want to use it, you know, you're going to have to twist it. You're not going to be going like this because it's awkward. But, you know, if you want to take it out, it works great. BackcountryCAD has incredibly flawless tolerances for the 1/4 inch bit driver. As a result, some bits don't work very well. You can see that there's a magnet in there and this one gets sucked in, no problem. But I'll show you some bits here. So here is some German bit, here's a Japanese bit, and here's a couple really old kind of cheapy bits. So this is a Makita bit. Perfect. It's not going anywhere. Here is a German Has-It bit. Works great. Went in there, no problem. Here is kind of a Lexivon, which I believe is a Chinese company. goes in there, no problem. Here is another kind of bit. It has a little bit of play, like it's a little tight, but it goes in there. And then here's, but from the same bit, guys, he will not go in there. Okay, and with some of these older bits, you can see I can get that guy in there, but depending on how I go, see how that won't go fully in there, and I have to click it in there. But on this side it will, because the tolerances of some of the cheaper bits are a little bit larger than, you know, premium bits. Like for instance, this old CRV bit that I have, it will go in there, but it's scratchy. And some ways is like it can't go further than that in this dimension. So the tolerances are very tight, and I've made him aware of this, and on future versions, he's going to fix that up. But I just wanted to point out this because I think it's awesome how responsive he is to his customers. He backs up his designs, and he makes innovations quick. Now, because the head is so thick around that, and it takes up a lot of the actual bit, you're not going to get into tighter places. You'll need a bit extension. So it fits bit extensions great. There's almost no play whatsoever. So for mine, the magnet does feel a little bit weak. Right here, you know, when I have 1-inch bits, they stay in. If I were to put like a bit extender, it mostly stays in, but it will fall out. Same thing if I have a small Klein flip socket. That will fall out as well. But I will say, if I take that off and it's just a regular 2-inch bit, that's going to stay in there. So if you have 2-inch bits that are not extenders, they will work just fine. And if you want to use the Leatherman bits, they actually fit. So they have a little bit more wobble in this way because there's less support. But if you put them in like this, they are rock solid. So just to show it used here, this is the Leatherman bit. So it works pretty good. Okay, so I've driven that all the way in there. If I close it, by the way, you can close it and open it with one hand, even without a bit in it. But if you close it, you can now use it with extra torque. And I can really drive this bolt really far into the wood now. Now, the only negative I found is that the corners right in there, they're actually a little sharp. So one of the things I like doing is opening it up with one hand. And when I do that, you can see here my hand pushes against right there. And I feel like that might cut someone. And that's literally the only negative that I've found about this. BackcountryCAD is just a cool guy with a dream who's making super cool, innovative products. And one day he decided that he's going to do this cool thing and then did it. You know, I think we could all learn a ton from creators like him, and I know he certainly inspires me. This is certainly the most epic upgrade that you can do, in my opinion, for the Leatherman Surge. But if you're curious what I think the best upgrade for the Leatherman Surge is, check out this video here. Thanks for watching.